There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.
Good evening, race fans, one and all, and welcome to beautiful Pensacola, Florida, here to Five Flags Speedway for round number 6 of the Ultimate IndyCar Cup, presented by Tucson Sound Art. My name is Lorenzo. I'll be bringing you all of the coverage from start to finish of tonight's action from this half-mile oval, home of the Snowball Derby. It has never been seen before, at least not on this channel and certainly not in the real world. Indy cars at Five Flags Speedway, and that means we should be in for one heck of a race here tonight. Donovan still leads the way in the point standings, now 17 points clear of Brandon Mayhew after a solid outing over at the Daytona International Speedway road course just 1 week, or well, actually just a couple days ago, as a matter of fact. Peter Granson sits in third place. He is just 1 point up from the 4th place driver in the points. It is looking like it is going to be a very solid race here tonight. Could be chaotic. Obviously, you got yourself 28 Dallara IR18s on a half-mile oval, and you know that means that you're going to be catching lap traffic quickly. I'm anticipating no more than 15 laps before lap traffic starts to play into factor for tonight's race. You see a majority of the drivers already out on track, getting final preparations in warm-up complete before they get set to go race for what will be 155 laps on the night. It is going to be a long race, but it should be a fun one. Stay right on board for a couple of laps, show you what it looks like around the Five Flags Speedway from the point of view of Stephen Cologne. And just that quickly you can get around this circuit. It is by far one of the shorter tracks we're going to be going to on the year. Certainly one of the shorter ovals we'll be seeing. You can still see the higher downforce package being used at this track, the road course racing package, which is used at a majority of the shorter ovals under 1 mile. Actually, all of the shorter ovals under 1 mile on the season, because obviously the original oval package, it's going to be used at tracks such as Kentucky. Not going to be of any use to these drivers here tonight. You can see the last couple of drivers already getting themselves settled into this race, settling into a rhythm of things. This is what it's going to be. We're expected to see throughout the majority of tonight's race. Constant side-by-side action. But for now, as warm-up starts to come to a close in just a couple of seconds here, We're going to take you down through your starting order. Of course, once again, randomized grid starts, so it should be a bit of an interesting run for us here, depending on who could find themselves out there on pole position and who might be finding themselves starting near the rear of the field here tonight from Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. Taking on over into the race session, it is now time for your starting grid here from Five Flags Speedway, around 6 of 50 for the Ultimate IndyCar Cup, presented by Tucson Sound Art. It's Richard Wood on pole position with Isaac Clark beside him on the front row. Connor Wiggins starts third with Josiah Remus in fourth. Christian Russell is fifth with Roger James in sixth. Lance Callahan and Hank Hill is 7th and 8th. Major Dad and Nathan Norman round out the top 10. Austin Tyler is going to be in 11th with Will Parrish in 12th. That, of course, will leave the likes of Brian Grigsby and Diane Ringler 13th and 14th. Nathan Christensen is 15th with Stephen Colon 16th. Betty Johnson is 17th with David Byers in 18th. Brandon Mayhew is 19th. Carter Thompson 20th. Harold Donovan 21st. Ron Dangler 22nd. Jim Halpert 23rd. Dusty Waggles 24th. With Dwight Schrute, Dirk Diggler, Andrew Lemke, and Peter Granson rounding out the field. Taking one last look at your championship standings coming into tonight's race. Still very, very tight for third place, with third, fourth, and fifth separated by just 4 points on the night. Field getting set to go racing then here from Five Flags Speedway. Of course, these drivers getting 2 pace laps on the night. Richard Wood found himself on pole position for round 3 at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya over in Spain, and crashed out just 5 laps into that race after overshooting turn 5 and going head on into the barriers. Second time started on pole. He'll be looking, no doubt, to try to see if he can't maybe get a bit of a better run this time around, and hopefully put himself near the front of the grid, at least by the end of tonight's race. We're happy that you're joining with us here for a beautiful night of racing from Five Flags Speedway. Pace car is down and into pit road, and we say, let's go racing from Florida. Richard Wood has gotten away well, but you can see Connor Wiggins in the 76 car dropping back rapidly down the order. Lance Callahan trying to make his way up through the grid, looking for the high side on Roger James down the front straightaway. But Wiggins in some major trouble at the moment, holding up Major Dad as the field starts to thunder down the back straightaway for already the 3rd time today. The laps just absolutely flying by. Here you see the number 27 car. Nathan Norman trying to keep a top 10 position, while outside line trying to get around the likes of Christian Russell is going to be Diane Ringler. How about Isaac Clark once again going for a 3rd place? But Roger James is going to look to squeak through for 4th instead on the inside line. That's not going to happen, though. So all these drivers are going to remain single file, more or less, as they thunder down through turns 1 and 2. Once again, you see the track map on the bottom. Already the race leaders over half a lap clear of last place in this field. Starting to catch lap traffic quickly. Lap time's only about 16 seconds here. Clark's got the high side on Roger James. Is it enough to go for an overtake? We've got the Menards machine of Hank Hill just in behind as well, trying to find the way through. Hill will now look for the outside line. That outside lane is going to be very, very critical when it comes to making overtakes tonight. You can carry so much more momentum around the outside lane in these Dallara IR18 Indy cars. Stephen Colon, the Pennzoil machine, scrapes against the outside wall in 4, but it's not going to hinder him as he blitzes past Diane Ringler, working his way up now into the top 10. Already 9 spots gained for him on the day. Ringler's going to fight back on the inside line. How about the likes of Harold Donovan down in 14th place and continuing to work his way up through the field. He's +7. But a long way to go for the current points leader in tonight's event. There you can see Richard Wood with Josiah Remus right behind him. This is the battle for the race lead here. And they have caught up to lap traffic. Andrew Lemke will be the first driver to fall. And Wood's going to have to try to find a way around the target machine. Going to go high side. That's the way to do it. Takes the outside away, and Andrew Lemke becomes the first car to go a lap down. Just 14 laps into a 155-lap race. Remus though going to take the high side, and look at the momentum that Remus has gotten on Wood, and he's going to get the outside line through 3 and 4. Wood tries to take it 3 wide, but there's no room, and Remus going to go to the race lead. Using lap traffic as a pick, just wiggling his way through, bobbing and weaving left and right to try to break clear of Wood. This is some fantastic driving from Remus, who's already put down a half-second gap over Remus. Richard Wood, though, not going to be deterred. He's going to continue to try to fight back, but I think Josiah Remus is up and gone. But Wood still hanging on to a podium if he can keep the likes of Lance Callahan and Roger James at bay. And don't look now, but Harold Donovan has just broken into the top 10. After getting past Christian Russell, he's going to try to see if he can't get past Ringler as well. You can see the gaps as Lance Callahan is trying to get around the inside line of Richard Wood. Nathan Christensen doesn't know where to go. He's got cars trying to get around him left and right. Callahan's going to go low. They go 3 wide for a moment as Cologne finds his way up the middle of the two of them. And now Cologne's going to go outside line right around the likes of Nathan Christensen. Excellent driving there by Stephen Cologne. Puts himself into second place. Now he's set to try to run down Remus, who is now 1.4 seconds clear up the road. And Harold Donovan experiencing a lot of difficulties that the leaders did with the lap traffic and is still trying to catch up to Diane Ringler again in 9th place. And it's got Donovan in that green car. Ringler is the white and black car just up the road. And here's the battle for 11th as well. You got Major Dad, Hank Hill, Christian Russell, all under a blanket with Nathan Norman just tucked in behind them. Major Dad is going to look to get his way by some of that lap traffic. Now he's got nothing between him and Christian Russell, only 0.2 of a second separated the pair of them. Donovan just got around Ringler as well. Going to get the inside line here out of 2. He's going to go for it, but just can't carry the momentum around. That's one of the very, very difficult things about this racetrack. You cannot get a pass done on the inside line realistically. On board with Donovan as he gets past Isaac Clark. Now right on the back of Richard Wood. Wood on the inside. Both of them being held up by Betty Johnson, though, in the DoorDash machine. Sorry, that's Ron Dangler, excuse me, in the DoorDash machine. Donovan's going to go outside and get by him as well as Richard Wood. Donovan just starting to pick off these lap cars like they're standing still, trying to work his way to the front, but it's still a long way to go. Donovan is about half a lap behind the race leaders at the moment, so if he wants to work his way up there, he's got a little bit more work ahead of him that he's going to have to really work hard on doing. And I imagine, though, he might be able to make something work when we get around to pit stops here. Of course, pit stops, once again, are mandatory. about Dad trying to take the high side away from Christian Russell? He'll do so as they approach lap traffic, and once again utilize the lap traffic as a pick as Dad works his way through, but he's got Peter Granson right behind him trying to look up to make a position as well. They're going to go 3 wide out of the corner. They make contact. Peter Granson got into it there with Major Dad in turn 2, but they managed to save it. Contacted open wheel cars on a short oval like this usually does not end well, but they managed to make the most of it. Donovan gets past Halpern. Sorry, this is Callahan we're watching at the moment, and Donovan battling down with Roger James at the moment as they go 3 wide around the outside line. Here you got Roger James, 3 wide with Tyler on the bottom, almost 4 wide with Dwight Schrute now, second from the top. They just do not know when to quit. And in the midst of all of this, you've still got battles left, right, and center everywhere you look in this field. Nobody knows quite where to go. I have a feeling nobody really has wanted to do a whole lot right now other than just take it easy. It's a long, long race. You've still got over 100 laps to go. Cologne just got past Josiah Remus and is still battling with him. Remus is going to hold on a second. We're going to take a look at the replay of the overtake. And once again, lap traffic. Cologne utilized it perfectly. It was the 73 of David Byers that held him up. And Cologne took advantage of that in his Pennzoil machine to go and streak through into the race lead. Back to the battle where they're 3 wide out of turn number 2. Oh, more contact! Big Granson's in the wall! So is Major Dad. They're both in the wall. Granson's got a torn suspension. Dad's got a torn suspension. And the caution will come out. So caution on the Speedway as Granson and Major Dad both get put into the wall. They were 3 wide, but I think it was Betty Johnson. And Granson's got nothing in that car. He's going to have to bring that thing to a stop. Unfortunate news for Peter Granson, who was having such a good run. So was Major Dad, and now both of them are going to be out of the race. On just the 38th lap, taking a look at the replay here, and they were already in the wall at this point. They were 3 wide. It was with Betty Johnson. Contact between Dad, I think it was Dad that pushed up into Granson. That pushed Granson to the wall. Granson got airborne there, ramped up and over the top of Major Dad's rear wing, and then went into the wall himself. That was so lucky for Peter Granson. He easily could have gone rolling down the back straightaway. These cars we saw at Iowa back in 2020 in the real world, they definitely love to just get kicked up in the air like that when you clip the rear wing. But for now, from Pensacola, Florida, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Stay with us. We'll be back with the restart here at 5 Flags in just a moment.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome back to 5 Flags Speedway. You're watching at the moment some of these drivers, such as the 91 car, fading towards the rear of this field. Of course, lapped cars are instructed to line up at the tail end of the field, and Dusty Waggles, unfortunately, got the wave around, so he'll find himself at the back portion of the field as well. Only 42 laps in, and already only 15 out of the 28 cars that started have remained on the lead lap. If you're just joining us, we're under caution for the moment because Peter Granson And Major Dab made contact on the back straightaway. Granson got airborne, went up and over the rear wing of Major Dab, but managed to get it back down on the fours, now rolling over. But we're about to go green flag racing once again as the pace car gets set to pull down and in to pit road. And it will be in the hands of Stephen Colon to take us back to the green. Now, this restart is excellent news for the likes of Harold Donovan down in fourth place. He was about half a lap behind the race leaders. Now he's right up there with them. Roger James is going to have to battle down with some of the traffic to get through. You see Dwight Schrute looking to get into it with Austin Tyler here out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. And all the while, Betty Johnson, the driver that was 3 wide with Granson and Dad, when they made contact, trying to find a hole as well. Donovan gets past Josiah Remus. That puts him now up to second place and only 1 second behind Stephen Colon. Definitely has the ability to start to reel in that gap. This restart really has spread a lot of drivers out, but they're likely to condense back in as soon as the leaders start to hit lap traffic. You can see the gap between the two of them, and you can tell Colon has been losing quite a bit the last few laps. A 10th here, 10th there, couple tenths on lap 45. And it is going to continue to shrink on in. Lance Callahan is into pit road. Looks like scheduled pit stop's about to get underway. Hank Hill also coming into the lane. They're guaranteed to go 1, if not 2 laps down. Both these drivers were on the lead lap. Sure enough, they will be going 2 laps down here, as a matter of fact. Callahan's just now out of pit road, and Hank Hill is about to join him as Donovan now gets set to try to work his way through. This is where the challenge comes in, navigating the lap traffic, and it's not an easy task. Stephen Colon has been really held up. He's going to try to go high to get around the 91 of Dusty Waggles, and he's going to get around him. Now has to worry about Roger James. That's not actually Roger James, excuse me. That, I believe that's actually Will Parrish, the number 11 car. It is. Donovan's got the nose up on Stephen Colon. Takes the high side into 3 and 4. Donovan's going to go through to the point. Blitzes around the outside of Jim Halpert and Dwight Schrute. And Donovan is back into the race lead. Right where you want it to be. Roger James has just exited pit road, and he's being caught rapidly by the field just behind. You can see that hornet's nest of cars back here. Freeman's getting all sorts of checked up. And now Betty Johnson looks set to try to get around the number 73 car of David Byers. Johnson takes the outside lane and clears from the lap traffic. Nathan Normand is under some pressure as Richard Wood enters pit road. So does race leader Harold Donovan. 3 wide. Remus gets into James and spins it around. Roger James around, and there's one up and over the back straightaway. 1 car rolling over. And who is that? And it's still going on. The 76 drives head first into Remus. So Wiggins is out. Remus is out. And that was Diane Ringler that went tumbling down the backstretch in spectacular fashion. Gonna look at the replay. You see Major Dad was already in the wall just behind them, interestingly enough. Remus checked them there, then had to get around the low side. That was actually earlier in this race. This is what actually happened. Gets into it with Roger James. Once again, lifts up on the back wheel, and he doesn't send him over to here. He just spins around. He clips Peter Granson as well. And it was the 51 of Diane Ringler just clipping the left rear tire. And we're going to see if we can't get obviously a better look at that, because this doesn't exactly tell you exactly what happened. Here's a good look at it, though. Watch Ringler here, clips the left rear. That kicks the car up and over. It lands on the nose cone. That flips it back over, hits the rear wing, and bounces back, lands on all fours. And there's the big hit from Connor Wiggins straight into the nose of Josiah Remus. I don't know if Wiggins was just caught off guard. We'll take a look on board. Sees the wreck. Oh, but he's got Dwight Schrute on his outside. That's why it didn't go anywhere. Schrute was on his outside. Wiggins had nowhere to go. On board with Remus. And all he can do is just sit and wait, and that is a huge hit that has wiped both those cars out of the race. I'm going to get a look on one more from Diane Ringler. This is going to be a ride. Hang on. Gets a front row seat of the head-on collision as well. It is not, let me tell you what, it is not every day that you see a car go rolling like that down the back straightaway. From the air, only really went over twice, but it was enough to send them going halfway down the backstretch. Lines are out aboard the pace car, and we get set to go green flag racing this time by. As lap cars in front of the leaders get waved around, now only 9 cars on the lead lap. Brandon Mayhew's in control. He takes us back to green. Tell you what, that caution really saved Harold Donovan. He is now on the lead lap. He would have gone down 2, and that could have trapped him 2 down. So look back to Harold Donovan as he now gets set to try to work his way through the field, but he's got a lot of lap traffic to contend with. Donovan doesn't know where to go, tries to move Schrute up and out of the way. That's not going to happen, though. We're really keeping our tabs with this big field, because if a wreck comes early on this restart, it's going to be in this group. I can almost guarantee it. Schrute's high, Hill's low. They split the likes of Major Dad in the 3 and 4. Battle's also on for 3rd place. You've got Isaac Clark and Stephen Colon looking to do battle with one another. Clark trying to take the high side, but I think the Pennzoil number 16 is going to be through for the time being. How about Betty Johnson, one of the drivers that was originally a lap down, got the lucky dog, and now Johnson up into the race lead. Or not the race lead, but up into 2nd. And all in their blanket, you've got Christensen, Digler, Parrish, Dangler, Tyler, all within a 1.5 seconds of each other. And now, with race leader Brandon Mayhew, you see just at the tail of the shot in the yellow and red machine. Mayhew doing good work to try to work his way through lap traffic as quickly as possible, put as many cars between himself and Betty Johnson as possible. How about the fight for 4th? Christian Russell and Nathan Orman looking to go at it with each other. They're only at a couple of tenths apart. And now we are halfway in tonight's event. Where does the time fly? Only 28 minutes in and already 76 laps down with 2 cautions, really showing just how rapid this race could just go rocketing by you. As much as Mayhew is trying to get past these lap cars, Johnson is closing, now 1 second back, and he now seated Betty Johnson just at the tail of the shot, white and red, and looking to close on in. Mayhew's got cars left, right, high, and low, can't go anywhere. Mayhew is a sitting duck for Betty Johnson at the moment. Betty Johnson has found the inside on Nathan Christensen. That will put him at 1 car closer. Betty Johnson's going to go outside line and try to follow Brandon Mayhew through. That is a smart play from Betty Johnson. Let Mayhew carve the path and then just follow him through. Just 3 4-10s back and continuing to close. Betty Johnson, a real threat to Brandon Mayhew and his race lead at the moment. We'll ride on board with Betty Johnson. Get an idea of what it's like here to try to catch up to Mayhew in race conditions. These drivers utilizing every mile an hour possible. And this is what it looks like at the thick of the field with Donovan trying to get around Russell. At the moment, really a challenge of trying to even just guess who's being lapped, who's not being lapped. Mayhew's in a pit road, giving up the lead to Betty Johnson. And could we start to see yet more green flag stops? The DHL Honda going to be putting a fresh set of Firestones on the number 3. Comes out in a good chunk of clean air, so Mayhew is not going to be impeded for the time being, trying to avoid going 2 down. Grigsby and Callahan going to go 3 wide to get around Austin Tyler. And all of that, not even in fourth position, really showing just how insane these drivers are on this racetrack. Going 3 wide with lap cars, trying to lap cars with the lead lap cars, trying to lap both of them. It's just pandemonium, honestly. It's controlled chaos at the moment. At Five Flag Speedway, it's almost impossible to tell who's who. Christian Russell going to get around Nathan Orman. This is the fight for 4th place at the moment. Russell trying to hang the outside line. Orman trying to hold the bottom. Drag racing down the back straightaway and into turn 3. Russell still has the top side, and I think he'll be able to pull around and get clear of Orman down the front stretch. He does, and pushes down to cover him in 1. Orman, though, finds his way back to the inside line and really dives it into turn 3. And this time does manage to pull clear. So Nathan Orman clear for 4th place, and Russell's not going to try to fight back too much. And good thing, too, because they just caught up to lap traffic. On board with Betty Johnson in the number 8 car. Looking at the back, that yellow car, that's Stephen Colon. Trying to close in. This is the fight for the race lead. We're riding with Johnson here for a couple laps to just let you take in the sights and sounds. Isaac Clark is going to bail into pit road. He is the next of a long line of drivers. And I'll tell you what, it's very unusual. We're not really seeing the big exodus of drivers into pit road as we usually see in races like these. It has really been just one or two here or there. And I can guarantee you that is with the cautions having mixed up the pit strategies significantly. Donovan has got past Cologne and is up to second. One car now stands between the 62 and victory here tonight. And it's Betty Johnson, 1.8 seconds up the road. This fight for fourth place between Orman and Russell is still raging on, and they are not giving each other an inch to work with at the moment. It all condenses back in. Nathan Orman usually breaks clear, but then Russell fights back as soon as they hit lap traffic, and there's just nothing that Orman can do but have to once again battle through and try to do it all over again. And it's just been a vicious cycle between these two that has been hampering them in their fight. And take a look at this graphic. Everyone up to sixth place has been lapped multiple times, but that is because, of course, he's still got quite a few drivers that have yet to come down to pit road for last stops on the day. I believe Russell and Digler just came in for their final pit stops. There's Will Parrish, Austin Tyler in the lane as well. So is Andrew Lemke, Ron Dangler. And Grisham might be coming in this time. No, he doesn't. But Schroep does. So now we're seeing a good number of drivers starting to pit now that they're going to be good to go to the end on fuel from here. They should be, at least. Of course, I'm not a fuel expert. And this is the first round of green flag pit stops, actually. I mean, proper run of green flag stops we've seen all night. Only real mass waves of cars at the pit road so far has been from, well, cautions. Donovan finally sweeps through into the race lead and retakes it after Betty Johnson now enters pit road. Hank Hill is right behind him. And there you can see the overall strategies. Donovan pitted once at 58 and still on his stint here, 56 laps. We're not expecting him in for a couple of laps yet, and he's on the outside as well of a couple of drivers. So you can go about 55 to 60 laps, give or take. Seems to be the call for a good number of drivers, so you are definitely going to be safe on fuel to the end from this point on. Donovan backing off from Lance Callahan, and I think this means the inevitable. Yes, it is. Harold Donovan in a pit road, this time by Stephen Colon, charging down after him. And now you'll really be able to see just how many cars are able to unlap themselves now that Harold Donovan is, well, actually, I see the pit road, so this could actually be pretty big here if a good number of drivers get trapped laps down. And how about that? Only 4 cars left on the lead lap once Donovan's out of pit road. And on top of that, he actually held on to the race lead. Donovan just storming tonight. Christensen takes high side from Hill in the fight for 13th place, and easy spot gain there for the 06. How about Benny Johnson? Wanting to get around Colon as quickly as possible, make short work at the 16 to go up to 2nd place. Not long before we hit that 30 lap to go mark. Hill and Christensen still looking to battle it out. Once again, this is for 13th place, and they're catching up to Peter Granson now. Mayhew in the pit road. For his final stop on the day. Board with Lance Callahan. He's trying to close out to Richard Wood. 2nd car in line at the moment. Gonna just say, excuse me, coming through to Dusty Waggles. And now looks set to try to run down the number 90 car. You can see as we're losing significant time every single lap. And he'll take the outside away in 3 and 4. Richard Wood is going to once again fall down a position. Started on pole, but considering the results earlier, the 12th place at this point isn't so bad. Under 30 laps to go from Pensacola, Florida at 5 Flags. When we go racing once again, it'll be for yet another short track race. This time at USA International, a bit of a longer track. That one 7 or 3/4 of a mile, as opposed to the half mile that is Pensacola, Florida. So some slightly longer straights, harder braking zones. But no doubt going to be just as entertaining. See Hank Hill right behind Richard Wood now. Yellow car on the inside of Richard Wood and the black car on the top side. Try to go 3 wide and get around a licensed dirt diggler, but it's going so smoothly for Wood of the Bone in his bid to try to go through. Sorry, actually, that's Steven Colon. Actually, I'm looking at. It's actually the likes of Dwight Schrute that Richard Wood is trying to catch, and Wood is catching Schrute at a rapid rate of knots, and that Oreos machine on the inside line. Would do here to try to find a way through. It's not an easy task executed in overtake, especially when you're in the thick of lap traffic with leader lap cars trying to get by you. I think Wood's going to have to let this one go and sacrifice some time and let this traffic through, because it is only hindering his abilities to go and battle for these positions. Bit of a bold move there for Wood, taking it 3 wide high to get around the 73. David Byers as well as the 91 of Dusty Waggles, but Wood has shown before that he's not afraid to take some serious risks. Might not be the fastest driver on the grid, but boy, he can really fight. Now, once again, Wood starting to close in the gap on Dwight Schrute. He is faster than Schrute, and the caution is out. Caution flag is out. We got one over in turn 3. Isaac Clark, I think it is, upside down in 3. And the yellow flag is out once again. With under 20 laps to go, this is going to shake up the running order. How about this? 3 wide. Donovan pushes up, forces Clark into the wall, and just forces him. He rode up on the wall and flipped Clark over. Goodness gracious. Donovan pushes up the hill and just runs wide, gets in a Clark, and just shoves the 79 car hard into the wall. And the left rear wheel caught on the concrete wall, so he just rode all the way along the outside line. Wild ride then for Isaac Clark, and this is definitely going to see the 79 car out of the race. On board with Brian Grigsby. Actually, Chad, we're going to go with, oh my gosh, what a view. So we're with the car that was right behind all of this, and I'll tell you what, that is something you don't see every day. Wow, what a wild wreck. And I'm going to take a look on the back end of Harold Donovan. I'm curious to know how much damage Harold Donovan got from that, because he actually made some pretty hard contact with the outside wall as well. Not enough to send him to pit road, evidently, but Betty Johnson is the driver I'm curious about. He's 2.5 seconds back, and a lot of this lap traffic is going to cycle through back to the rear of the field, so we'll see how this will manage. There you see Betty Johnson working his way up, along with Stephen Colon. Nathan Norman, I think, is coming up as well. Oh, it was actually no, Nathan Norman isn't going around. He's going to the back because he got the lucky dog free pass. Also, there's something we haven't mentioned a whole lot. There are lucky dog free passes even at the road courses in this series. So Orman's going to go to the tail end. And we're now 1 to green. 3 cars with a realistic chance on going for the win here. Betty Johnson, Stephen Colon, and Harold Donovan. Donovan will be the one on defense, but he's bound to have some damage from that hit. So the question is, how much will it have, and will it be enough to hinder him? As our timing board has a little bit of a stroke, there you can see Harold Donovan with the most spots gained of the day, plus 20 for him. Johnson up 15, Colon up 13, Waggles is up 17. How about Dusty Waggles up into 7th place, the 91 car. Highest position ever for Waggles as we go back to green flag racing with 12 laps to go. So you can see as much side-by-side action as there is, there's not a whole lot that's actually for battles for position. It's only cars trying to lap each other, really showing, again, just the absolute insanity in this race. That was, though, Will Parrish getting under Diggle. That was a fight for position. Dwight Schrute looking to make up some lost ground as well. He's going to get around the likes of Parrish. Tuning into the battle for second place. We hit 7 laps to go. Going to be 6 this time by at the line. Colon trying to close up to Betty Johnson, but it is not an easy task for him so far, and he is having a rough time trying to keep that gap tight. I'm not so confident that Colon's going to be able to get there this way. They seem so evenly matched. It looks like Betty Johnson's a bit better in the corners. No matter how powerful of a run Colon can get off of them. And all the while, Donovan has pulled a 1.6 second lead with 4 to go. Schrute's going to make up another one, gets past Christensen. That was up for 12th place now. So Dwight Schrute still on the up and up, it would seem. Cologne's looking for the inside line on Betty Johnson as they hit the lap traffic. And I think he might just get there. Cologne is going to get there. Stephen Cologne is going to be through. And none too soon as they come around and take the final lap around Pensacola, Florida. Harold Donovan started all the way back in 21st place, and he has fought through the field. Cautions have helped him out substantially, but it's a win nonetheless. Harold Donovan out of 4 wins in Five Flags Speedway. What a race, what a drive, a wild, wild race, some wild incidents as well. With the last drivers now across the line, it is time to go over your official post-race results from Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. Well, it was an amazing race for round 6 of 50 in the Ultimate IndyCar Cup presented by Tucson Sound Art. Harold Donovan is your race winner with Stephen Cologne in 2nd, Betty Johnson is 3rd, David Orman in 4th, Russell is 5th, Dusty Waggles is 6th, Brian Grigsby is 7th, Brandon Mayhew 8th, Lance Callahan 9th, Richard Wood rounds out the top 10. Hank Hill is in 11th with Dwight Schrute in 12th, Nathan Christensen in 13th, Will Parrish 14th, Dirk Diggler 15th, Austin Tyler 16th, Ron Dangler 17th, and Carter Thomas is down in 18th. Only 4 cars on the lead lap. From there, it's Andrew Lemke, David Byers, Roger James, Jim Halper, Peter Granson, Isaac Clark, Major Dad, Diane Ringler, Josiah Remus, and Connor Wiggins to round out the 28-car field here tonight from Five Flags Speedway. What a race, what a drive. 2 of the wildest wrecks we've had so far all season, but no doubt not going to be the last ones either. So with that, that's all the time we're going to have for one day. I want to thank everybody for joining us for more racing action here from Pensacola, Florida, and the Ultimate IndyCar Cup presented by Tucson Sounder. We'll see you next week at USA International Speedway.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.